We ride together, we die together. We some petty bitches, boo. We holding it down, we straighten the crowns. Petty bitches and we coming to you. We ride together, we die together. We some petty bitches, boo. We holding it down, we straighten the crown. Petty bitches and we coming to you.
Miles really needs to stop messing.
That chair, man. That squeak.
Yeah, I can't right now.
Oh, it's a heavy squeak. Those are beautiful.
They are. I'm gonna need Miles though to stop pulling out the lavender like all day today. He was like, I want this one. I want this one.
Well, is it real lavender?
Yeah, it's real lavender.
Gotta love Trader Joe's.
I know. I'm very proud of this arrangement.
It's beautiful. My mom was like, "Where'd she get that?" I'm like, "Trader Joe's."
I did it myself.
Yeah, and she's like, "You guys are really good at making arrangements." I'm like, "Thanks."
Thanks. What do you mean we? This was all me.
No, I know, but like in general.
Me. This is me.
This masterpiece is yours.
Yes.
Okay, but in general, we're good florists.
I don't care about what you're doing right now. This is all me. All me.
I gave you your props. I'm not gonna give it to you again.
Yeah.
Your head's big enough. Thank you.
I do have a big ass.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Well, welcome back to the PAB podcast.
Hola.
Episode 14. I'm Ariel Hardy, Hardy. I love my name. It's actually not my name. And this is...
I don't know. Anyways, my name's Estelle. Hi, y'all. What's going on? I don't know why I'm talking like this.
Stop.
There's something seriously wrong with me lately.
Honestly, that song by Blanco Brown.
Blanco
Brown.
Blanco be Hispanic.
Get up.
Get up, you gotta get up. Apparently Breeze can do that.
I've been jamming the hell out of that.
You are so late.
I'm not late. I've been on the song since it came out, but
so late.
I introduced my parents to it and they're like, yeah, this is my new jam. Okay, I'm not gonna sing.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow us at the PAB podcast. Make sure you ring that bell on YouTube, please.
Yes.
To get notified every time we release a new video.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we'll start posting other videos from just our podcast. We'll see if Ariel gets her shit together. Sorry. You know I'm gonna be petty.
That is so rude.
Listen, but you know
and so pointed. Don't talk to me.
Is it not true? Do I not speak the truth?
Don't talk to me.
Anyways, this is episode 14.
We talk about girl code and what you should or should not say to your girls. Rude ass.
I'm being honest. Part of girl code is being honest to your friend.
Unnecessarily. Sometimes it's just unnecessary.
It's always necessary to be honest. Just saying. Listen, you're just mad because it's the truth. All I'm saying is that you were just mad because it's the truth. The truth always hurts, Ariel.
I don't like you right now.
That's fine. What else is new? Anyways.
Tables have turned. You're always like, I don't like you. I don't like you
but
today.
See, here's the difference though, is that I don't care.
I mean, I didn't care either, so it's fitting. It's very fitting.
Anyways. But yes, back to girl code.
Yes.
That's all you do.
It's girl code. It's what happens what you dislike or like about girl code. You can take it over if you.
I'm gonna be laughing at Jess right now.
Miss Fairy Jess. Love the fairy. No, it's about what you appreciate about girl code. Like what is considered girl code.
I don't know. I don't know. I never feel like I followed a girl code.
I never follow girl code.
And I sometimes don't know what it is. Like,
honestly, it's hard to say. I mean, yeah, like honesty is part of girl code. Like it's like an unwritten law. So it's one of those things where you just have to go on instinct and gut because sometimes it's.
But if you go with on instinct and gut, like what I go with my instinct may not be like what you consider like instinct gut feeling of something.
I mean, I feel like everybody has that instinct to like shut up, or you need to say something, you need to do something. I think that gut is always there for the majority of people.
Back to the question that we were talking about earlier too, like would you date your friend's ex? Like, I mean, you were just like, whatever. Like I said, like it goes back to a situation. Like, why did they break up in the first place? Did it end on good terms? Did it end on bad terms? Like, are you even really friends with that person? Or are they just like a mutual person that you go to parties with? Like,
I was watching a show on Hulu. It was called Four Weddings and a Funeral. It's like
they made that show?
Yeah,
Sorry, it's a movie.
Yeah, it is a movie. It was originally a movie, and then I think it became a show in the 90s, early 2000s, and then they rebooted it. But she basically dated her, like fell in love, like truly fell in love with her best friend's ex-fiance. So like he left her at the altar, but the story is they fell in love before they even knew who each other were.
I may like say, nah, bruh, if you left me at the altar.
And that was the thing, like, are we really friends? Like, how could you do that? And to the friends, you know, like, defense, she was just like, I can't hurt my best friend because at the end of the day, I'm going to have my best friend. You may go a year from now, 2 years, but my best friend will always be.
The altar,
exactly. But my best friend is always going to be there. So you have to, like, gauge that properly. If you're willing to lose your friend or your best friend or an acquaintance, honestly, you can lose an acquaintance. That's fine. But like,
but acquaintances come friends. We weren't
they do.
Friends.
Yeah, we weren't.
So you may not want to say you lose an acquaintance.
I mean, if you're willing if you're willing to lose the acquaintance, if you're willing to lose a future friend, then that's on you. But that it all comes to like a gut feeling of should I, shouldn't I?
I know, every time I think of girl code, I always think of Mean Girls. And like the burn book and like that whole situation.
That's heavy duty. That's a girl code like I don't care about. Like that's Mean Girls was a perfect example of like girl code where I was just like that's doing the most.
That's like a what not to do with girl code though. Like that's just bullying.
Exactly.
Which is also a great movie, FYI. I want to go home and watch it now.
What, Mean Girls?
Yeah, I haven't seen that in so long.
Yeah, same. I mean, I love the movie, but it wasn't like my favorite movie.
It wasn't my favorite, but I feel like there's so much in it that like it's so
everybody can relate to.
Yeah.
Tina Fey did her thing with that shiggity.
You are a strong woman. I almost said black woman. I'm like, wait, she's not black.
She ain't black at all. At all.
I really think there's something wrong with me lately.
It's fine. I still love you.
Do you?
Yes.
You sure you're done being mad at me for my pettiness earlier?
It's like goes back to the it's honestly I don't care.
Just being honest.
Amen.
So I guess do we follow girl code? I mean
to a certain degree, like honesty. I will be honest with my friends. Like taking photos earlier. You want to make sure your friends look good.
That's true.
Like I'm not gonna.
I think making sure that everybody looks good. Like your mom earlier was just like, oh, I smell good, and I'm like, oh, you smelled fine earlier. Like if you smelled bad, I would have told you.
Exactly.
Like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah.
I would have definitely like.
Trust me, if anybody stinks, I'm telling you, because my nose can't handle that.
No, but it's also like, what would you want someone to do? Like do unto others as you would want to done onto you. Exactly.
So
but
why is it called girl code?
Because it's the golden rule for girls, I guess.
I don't know. It's the golden rule. If you just want to be treated the way that everybody else treats. I'm just saying, like
it's a lot of nuances.
I'm questioning it just because, like I don't know, like I've never
followed it like hardcore. I know girls who follow girl code by like law, and I'm just like that's too much. Like a girl code for us is don't match me. Like don't match outfits with me. So
although we're low key matching right now.
We're coordinating. It's different. Yeah. It's a different vibe. Oh no, matching is matching. Like
I guess
from head to toe matching.
Listen, if you're gonna be friends with me, or if you ever date me, I am not those people that match in clothing.
Those hashtag couple goals.
Yeah, not me. No, we can coordinate.
Absolutely.
But we are not matching to a T. That shit annoys me.
See, but that's, and I guess it also depends on your friendship. Like, you have your rules that you set in place. Like, I know never to match you because it would just annoy you. Like, I know what words not to use to annoy you. Like, it's one of those things where you also have to gauge it. There's a general girl code, and then there's like a one-on-one code.
So it's like a friendship
code.
I felt like I needed to be taught what girl code was.
Same, but it's also like a girl code about like what, like, are you gonna have your girls back? Right. Like, are you gonna actually like literally stand up, like beat a chick's ass? Yeah. So it's like, one of those things where it is
it is what it is.
Should I yell?
Yeah,
should I yell?
Water or somebody's frying something. And
Dad, turn off the water.
I thought it was just my headphones. Like,
no, it's a wrong time, wrong place, wrong time. Don't do it. Code. That's the podcast code.
Don't be making noises. They know we were recording. Come on, Dad. You know better.
So
I'm
there's.
Be watching this later. I'm later for calling you out.
But it's one of those things where it's just like it's a rule. It's a rule of law. Like, don't do it if you don't want drama. That's also some like a girl code can cause some major drama.
I think that's why I've never felt like I need to know what girl code was, because I associate girl code with Mean Girls.
Yeah.
And all the drama that like it caused, and I'm such like I want to be like mellow and
exactly
kind to my people. Like,
it just also depends on like the friends you have around you.
I guess,
like if you're gonna be dramatic about a rule, an invisible, unwritten rule, like we can't be friends. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get in trouble. Like it's just gonna be one of those things.
It's me acting crazy on you, and that's just something.
That's trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, that's trouble. It's unnecessary.
I mean, that's not trouble for me.
No, it's trouble. Exactly. It's not trouble on me. Like I have no problem telling you to back the hell up, but it's going to be one of those scenarios where it's going to cause a situation that does not need to happen. So, I mean...
I just keep, like playing the burn book in my head.
I mean, that was their girl code. They had to follow their girl or there would have been drama. So, it just depends. Luckily for us, we have people in our lives that...
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
No. I'm not a huge fan of pink anyway, so. Are you trying to find pink on me? You're like, are you wearing pink right now?
Pink, yeah.
I mean, the chairs are pink. The chairs are pink.
The chairs are pink. You do like pink.
I do like a certain
like
pink.
Like a subtle, like, a sprinkle.
Like, this is my favorite pink.
Well, that's more like a mauve.
Exactly. It's like, not pink.
Yeah, it's not like that. I'm not a big fan of the hot pink either.
No, that's atrocious. Like,
I think the only hot
like
pink
Jess's cup or can. That's
I think the only
not
hot
a pink
pink
I can
that I
handle.
like is what I wore for my 30th birthday. That little like jumpsuit that was like a suit.
See, I'm not a fan of that pink. It looked great on you.
I know it did.
It looks great on my complexion. I just don't like wearing or.
But see, I also feel the same way about wearing yellow because like I feel like it's very loud. And,
like a bright yellow. I love a good yellow.
But also too, beautiful. Like yellow, that bright yellow looks great on black women. Like it does. Like I don't know what it is, but that golden color.
Yeah, it just
so
brings out the melanin.
Skin.
Just like pops that baby.
I get so jealous.
You're like, why? I want to wear it, but on me it just looked like a lemon cake.
Like, I just feel like it makes you guys glow.
It does.
It's like I'm so jealous.
Absolutely
of it.
right. Like
it makes it like a halo that just like
shines.
I get so jealous.
I love, and I think that's why I love. I didn't always love wearing yellow because of the same reason. I was just like, it's bright. But then I started finding my mustards and my
I like the mustards because I feel like you can wear a mustard, but like that bright yellow.
But the bright yellow, I have one shirt that's like bright yellow, and I'm just like, ooh, yes. It just makes me happy.
It makes you golden.
Yes, it makes me feel golden.
Very jealous of you, black women, for that. Just saying.
But it's that's also like a good girl code, like genre is clothes and fashion. It's like.
For sure.
Am I gonna tell you look a hot mess before walking out the door? Please.
I guess that is a girl code. 'Cause
It
you gotta
is.
be honest with people. Like if you allowing somebody to look a hot fucking mess walking out their house,
You ain't a friend.
no, you're not. You ain't.
You ain't a true
You
girl.
ain't a good person. Like first off, I
Yeah.
wouldn't even let like a guy friend like walk out of the house.
Hell
looking
no.
a hot
Like,
fucking mess.
I have stopped many of people. If you don't want to, and that's the thing, like, if you don't want to take my advice, I'm not going to get angry. And I think that's where the question lies is, will you, like, get upset if someone breaks a girl code or a code?
Oh yeah.
I won't get upset. I will give my opinion. If you don't want to take it, that's on you.
Yeah.
Like-
it's my opinion. Like you look a hot mess. I'm trying to help you because what I see is a lot what other people see, and I'm trying to help you out. But if
Exactly.
you want to take it, like
Yeah, I mean,
but
do
don't
you?
complain to me later.
That's one thing that drives me crazy. Like I told you,
Do you
like,
want to go on the list of things that drive me crazy?
like, no. That's a whole 3 other podcasts.
That's 3 different episodes. Things that annoy Estelle. Part
Oh my
1.
gosh, that'd be hell no. That'd be a hefty. Oof. Oof. It's no. It's. I'm thinking about it. It's just. Oof. It scares me.
I'm honest. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize.
You're fine. We love you anyway.
What's not to love?
Okay. And now it's over. Yeah. So I mean, Estelle and I don't really follow girl code, but like our producer Jess, she actually follows like girl code.
She's like, why are you calling me out?
I mean, it's true. No one can see you. No one can hear you. You're fine.
Until we
We
get
talk
one.
about a girl all the time.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yes.
She'll be fine.
Sh-
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. Like I know things that bother me won't bother her,
Yes.
or things that don't bother me will bother her.
Yeah.
Like the whole dating ex thing. That's a
Yeah,
whole
she's
that's
just
a
like,
whole
hell
no
the fuck no.
go. That's a
I mean,
no so
but-
goes.
Like I said, I think that does go back to like the situation. I mean, but also at this day and age, what is considered a boyfriend or an ex? Because like it is some person that you used to talk to. Because at this point, like in society, the way that we date.
Yes, Jess and I have had that experience where.
Because in the way that we date nowadays, like people talk for months on end, and
Yeah.
you still live in this world.
Yes. I was thinking of the exact same person.
Like
Yeah.
you talk for months on end,
Yeah.
and you don't know exactly what your situation is. Like, are you guys together? Are you not? And then it just somebody goes somebody, or you just both decide like, hey, this isn't working, and then they go and talk to your other friend. Are you as a friend allowed to do that?
I mean, yeah, if it's not a committed emotional, like, it depends on the level of emotions that we're.
I mean, for women, we emotionally get involved. In
We
things.
do, but honestly,
really do.
we know each other. Like, even if we want to pretend, like, oh my god, I was in love with them, how dare you? But like, we know, like, I know, you didn't like him that much.
Yeah.
But if you want to get angry
Well,
about it,
for example,
that's
like,
on you.
if I'm like talking to somebody for that long.
Oh yeah. That scenario,
But
you know,
like I
have a
said,
discussion. Also, like, talk about it. Like, communicate.
Is key.
Just,
I
like, be
can't
like-
emphasize that enough, people.
Just be like, listen, I'm trying not to, but because I don't know what's gonna happen, like a Jordan Woods and Tristan, whatever his face is,
Or Thomas.
whatever. I don't
And
care.
Khloe Kardashian in that situation.
It's one of those things, like, homie is married, and
Well, no, they weren't married.
they were engaged.
No,
Yeah.
I don't even think they were.
Weren't they engaged,
I don't
or
think
did
they
they
were.
break off
Yeah.
their engagement after the first cheating?
I think they broke off the engagement after the first cheating. They were working on making things better.
And then he fucked it up.
But
No, I'm
too,
kidding.
like, I don't know. I'm like, I
But
love
that's
Jordan
where
Woods.
exactly
Like, I'm such,
that's
like,
where the girl code like lies. Like is that breaking a girl code to Chloe? Is that breaking a girl code to Kylie? Is that breaking just a girl code?
I mean,
Yes,
like, we weren't
I mean-
really in that situation because, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, he was the one that I don't even know why we're talking about this happening here.
No, but it's just the idea of is
It
that
is.
considered girl code?
I do agree with Kylie. Like, if she didn't flat out say like what happened and lied to Kylie
Yeah.
about
You could
what
have
happened,
mended that real quick.
you can amend that real quick.
Right.
And that I do feel like is breaking a friendship code. Like
Yeah.
you
That's
knew
considered a
something
girl
happened and I
code.
confronted you about something and you lied to my face about it.
Yeah.
I get that.
And so that's the level of like girl
That
code
too,
you
I
have to
also get.
gauge.
But I also too get what Jordan was trying to do. She was trying to protect
Mhm.
her Chloe, who also was she considered a
Her
friend.
sister,
Her
the sister,
sister.
yeah. So
But that's also a girl code too, that we have to like keep things
to protect the ones
that we
like
love. Like,
yeah,
we
the
don't
feelings
always
and
say
everything.
things.
So but that's where that line gets blurred.
It's a very tricky line.
It's
and then
a
you
very
ruin people's lives.
I mean, they're the Kardashians. Their lives are not ruined.
And Jordan very well, actually.
They're fine. That was a bad example, but
They are doing fine.
but it's
But
that.
I don't know. I'm so like weirded out now. Like when I look at them on social media and just like think like, oh, you're no longer friends. Like, and you just replaced her with Stassi or whatever her name is.
I mean, well, I don't think they replaced anybody with anybody. It's just they were all friends. So it's that's also a good girl code. Would you stop being friends with like? If you have a group of friends, would you stop being friends with that member if somebody else didn't like them?
Well, see, I think that's the other thing that irritates me about the situation is that, like, Jordan was friends with all those other girls, like Stassi and I don't know.
Whatever. I don't
Never heard
know.
of
It doesn't matter.
Like all the other girls, and yet none of them ever post a photo with her. But
Exactly.
you fucking know those bitches hang out, which is also fucked up. Like, I'm sorry.
But that's a rule. Maybe that's a rule that they made amongst their friend group. Like we just don't share that with the public. We're friends, and we don't need because you don't really need to post.
No, you don't. But I also still feel like that's some shady ass shit.
No, I mean for a girl who just like whatever with social media. It's one of those things where if I know there are people in my life that just prefer not to be on social media. And if that's just the decision that they made as friends.
I guess it also depends on what, like, the situation is. Like, for me, like, if you're making it because of that decision of what happened between Chloe and her and Kylie.
Yeah.
And not making them based on your own decisions, like, that's fucked up and shady.
Yeah, but I'm sure if they're still hanging out, I'm sure they had the discussion. Because, like, you cannot go from, like, I post you all the time to not actually talking about, like, listen, let's just not post each other. Let's just hang out, be friends. Let's not put anybody else in the situation. Because that's the issue with, like, social media in public.
Like, Kylie and Jordan hanging out.
Probably, honestly. As everybody gets older, you know, bygones are bygones.
Bygones are bygones, I agree.
So it's one of those things, like, that's also the thing with social media and the public. Like, we as the public think that we deserve to see them all posting and hanging out together. No, do you live your life?
I guess that is a really good example, though, of girl code and how they handle that situation.
Yeah,
like,
it's very like leveled, but it has multiple versions of a girl code.
But it does.
Breaking or
confuses the girl code too. Like there's so many different rules. I feel.
And I think that's why I'm just like, I
It's
don't
too much.
give a flying
Fuck.
dick about it.
I'm right there with you. But we also did a survey on Instagram for you guys.
You're the
because we
winner.
love to hear what you all have to say.
We wanted to know about the general public's
opinion
on girl code, because as you can tell,
we don't fucking know.
I don't know, and I slightly don't care. I just live my life. Like, I live my life, and I go by gut and heart. Like, I'm just like, I know the person well enough.
You live by the golden rule. Like,
Yeah. And also, like, I'm gonna make a mistake, but like, I can't know something truly, whether if somebody hasn't talked to me about it initially, or if I make the mistake and then they're like, I don't like that, and then I can learn, oh, okay. Like, now that's also like, once you like betray once, there are people who are like, you can't do it to me.
But it goes back to what we're saying. Each person has a different rule that we
Yeah,
know. So
exactly.
Like,
if I don't know until I know, and then you gauge it after
you don't
that.
also know what offends people. Like,
Yeah.
You don't know, like, there's a hot button for me, and, like, when you press it, I'm going to let you know.
Exactly.
And then you learn from there.
But I've definitely apologized many a time because, you know, I've stepped on toes, I've offended people, and I'm like, I didn't know. I am so sorry. That was not my intention. and then it's good. But like that's a level of
That also
maturity.
brought a situation back, but I'm gonna
About me and you, or just in general?
Just in
Oh,
general.
okay.
I'm gonna back to our survey question. So we asked, what does it mean when a girl says fine? What does it mean when you say fine?
Well,
Let's start with us.
What does it mean when I say fine? Like it honestly depends on my tone. Because I've actually been saying I'm fine. Because my mom is my best friend, so she's most like my girl code, like gauging genre. So it's she's like, "Are you okay?" Like lately, she's like, "Are you okay?" Because in her defense, I wasn't okay. But like now, I'm fine. So, but like I'm just like, no, I'm fine. Like I'm legitimately fine. Like, oh no. But I get why she keeps asking me, but I'm just like, no, I'm fine. If she asks me again, I may not be that fine because like now you're annoying me. Now you're annoying me.
It goes back to the point. Everybody assumes when women say we're fine, like
we think we're angry.
Problem.
Yeah. No, I'm legitimately fine. Like if I look away and I roll my eyes and be like, no, I'm fine. Like I'm fine.
I guess it also depends on the question that you're like, what's leading up to it. Like,
yeah.
Like Jess had a question for us earlier over like some guy saying like, hey, why do girls say that you're fine with something and you're really not? Like, why wouldn't you just be honest about it? And Noah, sorry, I didn't know your name. Noah apparently asked us this question. Sorry. And he was like, basically, why do you guys say one thing and do another? Like, I'm fine. Like, oh, I want to go out with the guys. And you're like, that's fine. Like, but you all don't really.
But that's a tone. Like, if it's all in the tone. It's not about what you say. It's how you say it. Like, if I'm smiling and I'm saying like, no, I'm fine, I'm good. Like, I'm actually like fine and I'm good. Versus like, fine. That's a difference. Like, pay attention to the nuances and the subtleties of the word.
Pay attention to the tone. Like, if you're dating somebody, you should know their tones. Like,
that's a big
level of.
Why do we contradict ourselves?
I guess that was more of the question. Why do we contradict ourselves? If I had the answer,
honestly, like, I don't think that's a contradiction. I think that just proves that you're not really paying attention from the beginning. Like, if you know I want to hang out with you and then you decide like I'm leaving, I'm gonna be like, well, I want you to live your life. Like do what you want. Like, make yourself happy. I want you to do what you want. I don't want you to resent me for not letting you live your life. But also, if you know I wanted to hang out with you and then you ask me if I'm fine, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I guess. Like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, like I mean, for me, like, A, know your girl's tone. B, like, if you don't know your girl's tone, there's something wrong with you.
I mean,
but
there's more problem than just me saying fine.
There are other problems there. But I think, like, for girls, like, we get so emotionally invested in our men that, like, we want to spend every moment that we can with them. And I think that's probably, like, why we lie about it. Because, A, we don't want to seem controlling or needy or clingy.
Yeah, needy and clingy. That's my issue. Like, I don't want, and I think that comes to a fact that, like, I just don't want you to know how much I like you.
Yeah, I really need that era to, like, get out the fucking door.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you're with somebody, you both need to be honest about how much you want to be with each other, how much you like each other. None of this competitive bullshit. I don't want to be the person that likes somebody more bullshit. You're with one another, y'all should be, like, fucking wanting each other just equally. But that's a whole nother episode. But it's true. Like,
it is true.
It is true. Like, we need to get out of this era of, like, fucking, I don't want to like this person more. I don't want them to know. I don't want them to have power. Anyway, it's a whole nother episode. But I think, like, why we contradict ourselves, because we don't want to be controlling. We don't want to be seem like we're clinging, because
I also don't want to get in the way of your fun. Like, I know you're going to have fun, like, but I also wanted to be with you.
I also think for, like, me, like, if I canceled plans or, like, I could have had an opportunity to go out.
That's a big fact. If you're fucking with my time.
Like, that is a big fact. Like, I decided not to go out with my friends because I thought we were going to hang out, and all of a sudden you're dropping this ball on me. Oh, I'm going to go hang out with boys. Bruh.
we're gonna have an issue.
This goes back to like one of our first episodes. My life is very much planned. Like,
yeah.
right now it's not. I fucking hate it. I'm going crazy. But my life is very much planned out. Like, I'm always.
Oh yeah, she'll tell me things to put on a calendar like 3 weeks from now, and I'm just like okay, remind me
always
3 days before.
I'm very like, I know where I'm gonna be at this
Yes.
day and time. Like,
Yes.
I already know I'm gonna be in October in Jamaica. Like, I know where
Get her groove back.
Yes. But anyways, like, I know where I'm gonna be, so I think that's why we contradict ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, and get pissed off with that bullshit.
See, me, I don't communicate. So if I do like express that I want to be with you or do something with you, and then you go ahead and cancel on me, I'm gonna be annoyed. And that's where like my emotions shut down, where I'm just like, I'm gonna be annoyed, but also if you didn't care enough to keep the plans, you're not gonna care enough about how I feel about you breaking the plans. So therefore, if you don't care, I don't care, and I'm gonna be like, no, it's fine.
Sorry, that was true. Sorry. So some of your guys' answers.
So that's your question answered.
Yes, ma'am. There you go.
There you go.
I hope you enjoy that. But anyways, back to what some of our viewers say that what they think when a girl is fine is that there's at least 100 things wrong, but they don't want to share it with you, which can be true, I think, sometimes. It means no matter how you respond, you're totally fucked. Once again, that goes back to tone.
Yes.
Know your girl's tone.
Yes.
Another said run, which back
Yes.
to tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh,
So,
yes. Oh.
So there's various meanings. Like,
Depending, and also like know your girl in general, because like my fine is different than somebody else's fine, because like my fine is I'm gonna ignore you, another person's fine is I'm gonna cut you. So just know your significant other.
Well, it's true. It's like I've seen these videos on TikTok, and the girls are saying I'm fine, and like all of a sudden they're giving like a bag of food, and like she's so happy, and like, you know your girl. Like,
Exactly.
know
Yeah.
your girl. Like,
know how to fix it when you fuck it up.
big shit.
Yes.
All right, and then back to our question about if you can date your friend's ex. 33% of you said sure, and 67% of you said no. I still go back to depends on the situation.
It does. It does. Like Jess and I didn't date the same person. Neither of us dated the same person. We hooked up with the same person. We befriended, and it was never like a date, but like we had a conversation about it.
I mean, I had a girl that hooked up with my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
And didn't tell me for years about it, and then told me about it, and I got mad about it. And I remember getting mad about it and holding a grudge against her about it. And I remember, actually, we just recently talked about it.
I liked him more. But that's like, we had the discussion when it happened.
Yeah.
Like immediately when it happened, we literally sat down and we were like, okay, so how do we feel about it? Like, how did you feel about him? This is how I feel about him. Who's like, can we still be friends if this, like, is it going to be an issue between the two of us?
So for like me and my
And it
situation,
wasn't, 'cause,
like
yeah.
my ex and I were always off and on, and that's a whole another 3 episodes just to talk about that. But they hooked up, and it was also for her like.
I can't
Sorry,
with you.
I had that in picture.
I cannot with
Apparently, they shared saliva.
We're just getting like teleprompts. Like, yes, we shared saliva.
I'm gonna quote that. They shared saliva.
We shared saliva. That's how you know it was some real shit.
But like, oh, we shared saliva.
That was also something like a big no. I think that was the like breaking, like we didn't want to share saliva with the same person.
I mean, I don't want the same PP that's been in my friend and me. Like, for me, that's a little weird.
Exactly.
Like,
So it's.
But once again, it goes back to
the
situation.
scenario. Yeah.
But for us, like, at the same time, it was her and her boyfriend were on a break, and she hooked up with my ex. And I don't know the situation.
But you guys were exes at the time.
We were
Okay.
exes at the time. I mean, to be honest, I don't know the exact date it happened. So
Yeah.
we could have been together at that moment. We could not have been together. Sorry, my ex-boyfriend was a shithead.
Yes, he was.
But I wish him nothing but the best. I'm a forgiver, so unfortunately.
Karma's gonna get you.
Karma, listen.
My girl code stands by Stelly Belly and die bitch die.
Listen, I let karma handle that shit. So karma will handle it.
Amen.
But yeah, so they hooked up, and then I didn't find out about it until like a year later.
Mhm.
And so like I had a grudge against her for a long time, and then I guess somewhere along the lines of the years of us being off and on, I've forgiven her. And when I saw her about like a year and a half ago, yeah, it's almost been a year and a half. She thought like I still hated her, and like to be honest, I never hated her.
Right.
And I like flat out told her, I'm like, and we even brought it up because we were in a wedding together, and we both talked about it, and like she didn't really know anybody, and I was kind of the only person that knew her in the wedding party.
Right.
So like I just like, oh come on, like I'm not gonna put on your name.
Yeah.
But we talked about it, and I'm like, I forgave you like years ago about that. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was forever ago.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it worked out the way it worked out. Like, you know, let bygones be bygones. I think like in the moment sometimes I would be mad about it, but
Yeah.
like.
And honestly, I don't even think you would have been that mad about it if she told you right then and then.
And I think that's like for me, like communication's such a key thing.
Yeah.
Like
Two girl codes were broken.
Yes.
The doing it and then the lying about it.
I think the part that upset me is that I didn't find out from her about it. I found out from
That's
my
also
ex-boyfriend
another thing.
about
Yeah.
it, not her.
Mhm.
Like I think for me, like and that you'll always figure that out with me. Like communication is the biggest thing that annoys the shit out of me. Like if you just talk to me half the time, like
You're a reasonable, understanding person. Like,
sometimes.
I mean, if it's an actual like legit conversation,
yes,
yeah.
I am. I do have to agree with that. I'm a little crazy.
I mean,
But anyways.
who isn't?
Yes.
We all just hide it
But
differently.
back to what I said, I think for me it depends on the situation.
Absolutely.
So another survey question we did is that can you tell one friend something without telling another? 94% of you said yes, and a total of 6% of you said not really. Sorry, yeah, that's 6. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm reading.
it looked like a 10, but yes, it's a 6.
I'm like,
Just you have to do the math real quick. It's yeah.
Math is not my strong suit. Yes, I think so. I mean, there are certain things that I tell you that I don't tell other people. Like, no offense.
Yeah.
Like, it's just.
I mean, for the most part, I tell if it doesn't happen at the exact same time.
Yeah.
But if one friend knows or one person knows, I'll tell the other person because more people know, then the more opinions and things you can do to help it out. But yeah, it doesn't happen exactly at the same time. But there are some things I haven't told one person and I've told the other.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So again, it falls on like the scenario and the situation. Also, like the judging of friends. Like I know I have other people in my life that are more judgmental than others.
But there are certain friends that you can't tell things to.
Oh yeah.
Like because
God,
they're too judgmental or they can't keep their fucking mouth shut.
That too.
Like I love my mom, but you can't keep your mouth shut about some stuff. I love you, mom.
No,
but
I have 3 cousins that I can only tell certain things to.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can tell you this and I can't tell you that. you just have your part in my life.
Like,
and
but there are certain things that like with relationships and stuff and dating, like I'm very private. And like when I tell my mom something and then she's gotta bring it up to everybody, I'm like,
that's a no-go.
Linda, listen, Linda.
We're gonna have a conversation.
And then you wonder why I'm so annoyed.
No, me and my mom squashed that a long time ago because it was just happening.
But see, here's the problem. Then like my mom starts drinking and she gets happy, and then like things just get spread out. And I'm like, Linda, this is why I don't tell you anything. that liquid courage is the truth bomb. Yeah. No. Sip it. When I'm ready to tell people, I will tell you. So then our final question was: when your friend takes a trip to Drunkland, is it girl code to look out for my girl and make sure they get home safe, or just let them do them?
A little both. Like, do you, but also like be safe. What you remember that night where I had like the saying of like we're gonna arrive? What was it? Safe, beautiful, and cute. We're gonna be cute and beautiful, but we're gonna be safe while we're doing it. And I think that's my girl code. You don't remember the night?
No,
That's
no.
fine. It's okay. We were drunk. It's okay.
I think it's probably one of the nights we Ubered. That might
Yeah,
I think that
it
was
was.
the hip hop night.
Was it?
Because that was one of the nights we Ubered.
Was it?
We
There's been
ran in-
plenty of.
yeah.
No, it was the night we were in Jupiter. Yeah, because Natalie was there. And she accidentally took somebody else's Uber home. That was that night. That's the one thing I really remember about
And
that
she
night, and it didn't even happen to me.
But
But hey, as long as you arrive safe, beautiful, and cute, we're good. We good.
Well, you guys. And do we have a petty award this week or nah?
I mean, I don't think so. We're in Corona. Like, nothing
nobody
petty
has
really
anything- yeah.
happens.
I know. Actually, there was something I saw in the news today that I thought was pretty petty.
Speak it, girl. Speak it.
Well, apparently in Clearwater, Florida, there's a bunch of protesters outside of a gym because they're very upset because they haven't opened up gyms back up. And like, first off, I miss the gym just as much as anybody else.
I don't go.
I miss going to the gym. But the gym is one of the most dirtiest freaking places.
It's
in the
nasty.
city. Like,
Oh my god,
And
I don't do sweat. I'm sorry. It's
and
just
during this
everybody.
COVID-19, the fact that they haven't opened gyms up,
Thank you.
thank you. So thank you, government. The petty people are the ones protesting.
Are
it.
exactly.
Mind you, they're showing videos of these people
Nasty
protesting,
ass.
and they're like doing like squats and like push-ups and like circuit training, and then
No.
I'm like, bro,
Sweaty asses. Go home. Take a shower.
go home,
Rest
take a
up.
shower, like put your face mask back on.
Jesus.
They're trying to protect you.
Disgusting.
Just saying.
Disgusting. Stay petty with your petty self.
Always stay petty. Petty, petty, petty.
What?
I don't know.
That was cute though.
Petty, petty, petty. Just hurry
Okay,
up,
well.
fuck up. Jesus.
Stay petty with your petty self. Well,
We'll see you next Tuesday.
yes, we will see. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on the PAB podcast.
And you can follow me at Deshaka, DESHOCKA.
Yes, and me at ariel.hardy.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.